Can you hear me now? Okay. I hit the wrong. Okay, I see that you hear me now. Can you hear me now? That's what they said on that commercial, right? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome Invisible River and welcome CG Anime Fan and Marty Baker. How you doing tonight, Marty? And also welcome Dash with Dallas Flippin'. I hope you're not dizzy anymore, Dash. How's everyone doing tonight on a Sunday evening? It's been a kind of a drizzly day today. We didn't get much rain, but the sun did not peek its head out. So so it was kind of one of those dreary kind of days that you just kind of muddle through, you know. So if you've been following my channel, you know I've been extremely busy this week. I've been wanting to drop a video for like 2 weeks now, and I haven't dropped my video because I've been so busy. And hopefully this week I'll be able to drop my video and then make some more videos. So everybody says that they can hear me. Okay, good. CG says, I hope that things have been really good. Well, yes, they have been really good. I hope things have been really good with you as well, CG. So what's everybody doing on this Sunday? And what is the weather like out there in Texas and Arizona? I hope that you're getting a little bit of sun out there. We're not getting much sun. We're not getting much sun here. It's been kind of a dreary day. So I got a question for everybody. So I need your honest opinion. So I want you to put in the comments what your honest opinion is on this matter, because it's very important. You know, we got through the Thanksgiving season. We all had, ate a lot of food and had turkey and dressing and cranberry sauce, green bean casserole and sweet potato souffle and all that good stuff. So now we've all gained about 5 or 6 pounds, some of us more. And we, just got done eating all the leftovers because they lasted that long. Yes, they did. So I'm gonna see if a couple more people can join before I ask my really important question. Invisible says there is a warming trend, and CG has been getting over a headache. Well, I'm sorry that you had a headache, CG. I hope that you are feeling better now, and that you do not have a headache, and that it doesn't come back. Invisible says Friday maybe set record high of 80 degrees. Wow. I don't think it got above 65 here today. But like I was saying, the sun has not poked its head out. So it's been one of those kind of dreary days, one of those dreary, wintry days. But I would take this weather any day over the weather that they have up in New York, where Tim is, with retirement is underrated. I'm sure. Well, I just saw his video. He just dropped a video. It was a short video, but there was snow in the background, And that is something I do not enjoy. I don't like snow. Never have and never will. So I will never move to a climate where there is snow on an annual basis. So Invisible says the sun is how he gets electricity. So I take it you're set up on solar and that you have solar set up. Is that how you get all of your power, or do you have any power from the grid, or are you completely off the grid out there? So I saw your comments earlier, Invisible, where you said that you were built a stage out in the desert, and it awaits me for me to do my live stream. So so tell me a little bit about this stage and how big it is, and exactly what you expect from me there. Trying to make it all. Okay. So tonight, my little buddy, I'm going to let him get on the camera for just a second. Up, Tig Tig, or Tigger, he decided to join me tonight in my lap. So he's hanging out with me in my lap tonight. So if you see me reach down, I'm not doing something strange in my lap. I've got a I've got a cat in my lap. Okay, 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 okay. Let me put you back like you were. See, I just made him totally uncomfortable. Just changed his whole comfort level. So he's got to get comfortable again. So Invisible, he says he has a stage and it's 12 foot by 20 foot. That's a pretty large stage. So what all do you plan on doing there? Are you going to be having live concerts and other activities there on your stage, Invisible? The AI gave Tigger a full ear. Yeah, that's true. Blue indoor carpet. Indoor-outdoor carpet. Okay. Well, it sounds like you have been very busy. It's not easy to build something like that. That's a lot of work. I got to figure out why this. I think I know what happened. I think I know why my other microphone wasn't working earlier. I think when I had it in my charging case, I don't think it was in there correctly. I think it was upside down. Yep, I think I had it in there upside down. But you can't close it if it's upside down. It won't let you close the case. Anyway, so there you go. So you say that hopefully people will perform there. What kind of people? Are you talking about music artists or comedians or just any kind of artist? Built it before at another location. Okay. And the neighbors moved in. It looks over the golf course. Okay. Well, it sounds interesting anyway. Invisible river. Okay, anything. So I don't know if anybody else is going to be joining us, but I'm going to go ahead and ask my very important question. Are you all ready for my very important question? Plate spinning like Ed Sullivan show. Okay. All right. So my question has to do with Christmas and with the Christmas tree. So I know some people go out to live tree farms and they buy a live Christmas tree and they put it in their house. They set it up and then they take it down after Christmas, and it's usually in the front yard for the trash people to come get it as it is dying. And then some people, such as myself, have a lighted tree that you just assemble. It's not a real tree. That you just assemble and you put it up. Mine actually has the lights built into it. So I don't even have to string lights. And so I just put it together, pull the limbs out, and kind of straighten them up a little bit. Put my ornaments or what have you on there, and it's good to go. So in the comments, I want you to put real or fake. So you tell me which you prefer, a real tree or a fake tree. Personally, I'm going to say fake because I don't have to buy a new tree every year. I just throw my old one up every year. I don't have to worry about it dying. We don't have the issue like when I was a kid, we had these huge bulbs, these huge Christmas tree bulbs. And they would get hot. The bulbs would get hot. And so there was an issue with people if they didn't water their tree enough and the limbs started to die and the leaves, it's not leaves, the needles started to die, that the tree could actually catch fire from the lights if you didn't water your tree. So it was very important to water your tree. But that's not the case anymore. These days, the lights that we use to light our Christmas trees are usually LEDs. I don't think anybody uses those old bulbs anymore. There might be one or two people who just do it because of nostalgia. But I don't think it's a very prevalent thing. Let's see. CG says his family seems to only get real trees. Okay. Now, if you're gonna, if you participate in this conversation and you let me know which kind of tree you prefer, real or fake. Just put real or fake, and you have information about that. Put a little bit more information, like CG would like to. I would like to know. Do you know if they get it because it makes the house smell like like cedar? Is that what it is, or is there another reason? Invisible says he's done both and dug out of the ground still alive. It's really up to the person. It's their holiday. Okay. So I don't know too many people that dig the roots and everything and keep the tree alive. I've never seen that happen. But I guess that is a possibility as well. Invisible says he doesn't have a tree this year. When he had two houses, he had a tree set up year long. Some people do that. Some people leave the tree up for long periods of time. And William, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you on here, brother. So William says fake, but not pink. Well, I can go along with that. But some people like pink trees and other colors as well. Have you ever seen those Christmas trees that are actually upside down? They're made with a stand and everything. They're fake trees, but they're upside down. Have you ever seen those? CG says he can't understand why fake trees would be more convenient. If it were up to him, he thinks that he would give fake trees a chance, but he respects his family's choices. For me, they're more convenient because, like I said, I don't have to go out and buy a tree. I already have one. So all I do is I just pull the tree out, I set it up, plug it in, and it's there. It's a Christmas tree. And it doesn't take a whole lot of work to get it set up. So it's fairly easy. Invisible says you can get oil scented tree. Yeah, that's an idea. But I don't like the smell of pine. For me personally, I cannot stand the smell of pine. If you really want pine smell in your house, go get some pine sol. Go get the pine sol and a mop and mop your house with some pine sol. Then you have that pine scented smell in your house. Personally, I do not like it. I don't like the smell of pine. That's a northern thing to get the scented, get oil scented. Uh, and the price for a cut tree is crazy. Yeah, I saw that. Some people who are buying these trees are paying upwards to $100 for this live tree. I guess it depends on what size tree you get or what area of the country you're in. But I heard that the federal government is allowing you to cut a tree on federal property for $1. Have you heard that? Have you heard about that? So I am looking forward to Christmas. I hope you guys are also looking forward to Christmas, and I hope that you have plans. Speaking of Christmas and plans, I will not be doing a live stream next Sunday. Reason being is I will be in Florida. Carol has family that are down there in Florida, and they always get together during Christmas time. And so we'll be going down next Friday and coming back on Sunday. Um, and so I won't be doing a live stream next Sunday. So you guys do not plan on me being on a live stream next Sunday because I won't be. Badlands Bandit, welcome to the live stream. I hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. And I was at the booth today, and I saw you. I was thinking about your question earlier, but when I got to the booth, I got so busy pricing everything, I didn't get a chance to look at the die cast and give you more information about what exactly I have. But what I might do is I might just make a video and go through all the die casts that I have in that booth and let you see what I have with the video. Hopefully that'll work out for you. So Badlands says pine is great. Little trees has sold for a ton of fresh pine little trees. Pine salt is too strong. I agree. I think anything pine scented. Have you seen those pine scented things that you put in your vehicle and you hang from the rear view mirror? Those are too strong too. CG says, I hope that you have a great fun time next Sunday. Well, thank you, CG. I appreciate that. I am looking forward to it. We've been doing this for like 6 years now. So every year we go down to Florida and check it out. So the eBay business has been doing really, really well, and I'm really happy with it. We did I'm going to show you my eBay numbers here in just a little bit so that you'll be able to see what my eBay store has been doing the last week. But this week I was, like I said, busy setting up my second booth. If you guys watched my little short video that I did this week, I set up a second booth at the flea market. And so now I have two booths. I have my main large booth, and then I have a smaller booth, and they're very similar. I had stickers made, so you guys got to see what the stickers look like. Badlands says, yes, the Forest Service is allowing people to harvest trees at a discount. Got to help thin the forest helps prevent wildfires. Okay. Yeah, I saw that on the news earlier, and so I saw where it says it was $1. And Marty, this is for you. Tigger says hi. He wants to get down, so I'm going to let him get down. So he's having a pretty good night tonight. And that way you know where Tigger is, Marty. uh, you hear the ambulance? We got an ambulance company pretty close to here, so you hear ambulances from time to time when I'm doing a live stream, and you actually hear them on some of my videos. Yeah, Badland says, no worries, just when you get an opportunity, you can text me photos. Okay. So, what was I talking about? I lost track. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about going to Florida. So, yeah, we've been going to Florida. One of Carol's cousins. I was starting to talk about something else, though. And then I distracted myself. William says, how many mice has Tigger caught? Well, he has caught 3 or 4 of them. He's pretty good about keeping the mice scared away. So if he could just keep them out of here. Oh, Badland says I was talking about eBay. And Marty says, are you getting tired? I guess I am getting tired. I didn't sleep real late today. I got up pretty early and went to church. eBay in Florida, okay. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to talk about. I was talking about the flea market booth. You know, I got the second booth set up, and yesterday, they had an open house at the flea market, and so they advertised it all over Montgomery that the flea market was going to have like an open house Christmas thing, like a huge, something to draw people in, so we can sell stuff. So yesterday was the open house, and Carol and I both went to the open house, and I got some chairs. I don't know if you noticed in my videos, but I got chairs for both of the booths. I've got these taller chairs that you can sit behind the counter, and you can kind of, sit high enough where you can see people and talk to people across the counter. So we were there all day yesterday from 9 in the morning until around, she left probably about 3 o'clock, 3:30 maybe, and I stayed until they closed at 6. But I spent most of the day there yesterday pricing. I got to have a lot of VHS tapes, movies, and I priced a bunch of those, and I also brought in a bunch of DVDs, movies. So my bookcases that I have in the booth, one is full of DVD movies, the other one is full of VHS movies, and so I've priced the VHS movies at $3 each, and I priced the DVDs at $3 each. So the VHS was, did I say $3? VHS is $2 each, and the DVDs are $3 each, unless it was one that was brand new in the wrapper. I did have some that were brand new, And I have a lot of movies in my original booth that are brand new in the wrapper, and they are $5 each. And that's kind of high, and it probably they don't sell as fast as they would if I had them priced lower. But I do have a special in the booth where if you buy three of them, if you buy three DVDs, movies at $5 each, then you get the fourth one free. So you buy three, get one free. And that has worked. I mean, I've had a few people buy the three so they can get the fourth one free. And so I think that has helped sell the DVDs, even though they're marked at $5 each. By having buy three, get one free, that helps me to sell more DVDs. I haven't sold too many consoles at the booth recently. I sold one last week, and then it was to a man and his son. His son wanted it, so his son bought it, and he had saved his money up. He bought a PlayStation 2, one of the fat consoles, and he bought a game to go with it. And then he contacted me later, his dad did, and said that he wanted to see if he could swap it out for a PlayStation 4 because the PlayStation 2 just didn't have the graphics that he wanted. He wanted a little bit better graphics. So I agreed to work with him and let him bring back the PlayStation 2 and then let him get the PlayStation 4. And so he wanted an extra controller with the PlayStation 4, so I sold him a controller and another game with the PlayStation 4. So he got two games with the PlayStation 4, and so he ended up we did a swap, and then he paid me about $55 for the games and for the controller. So he paid me for that, and he took the new one out and left me the PlayStation 2 that he had bought earlier. For some reason, yesterday I know I sold some items in my booth, but they are not showing up on the report from the flea market. So I have access that I always show you that on the live streams. I show you what my sales are, and they're not showing. I'm not showing any sales since December the 2nd. And I know I had sales yesterday, but it's not showing up on here. So let's go ahead and let me show you my eBay store and let you guys see what's going on with the eBay store. All right, so let's go to sales. For the last 31 days, sales have been really doing good. Always do in the last 2 months of the year. I always have really good sales in November and December. But for the last 31 days, my sales are at $6,147.18. So $411.84 was taxes and fees, and then my selling cost was $1,854.52. And so my total net sales, which is what I actually took home, was $3,880.82. And I sold 86 items. And you see here that the net that I brought home was 75.8% higher than the prior time period. So my average sales price per item is $71.48, which is pretty typical for my store. I usually my average sales price is around $70. So let's see what I have been selling for that. Video games and video game consoles is always my number one top seller. So 26.4% is consoles and video game console. These are all consoles. 26%, $1,601. And then the video games themselves is 10%, which is $616.25. Sold some health and beauty, medical and mobility. Oh, that would be today, yesterday. I sold one of the wheelchair lifts that I had in my inventory. Now, it's a local pickup, so I'm not going to ship it, but it sold for $485, and it's been a while since I bought that. It was about 2 years ago. My wife and I went to a yard sale. It was actually somebody that my wife knew, and he had 3 electric wheelchairs for sale. And he sold me, we worked out a deal. I bought everything for like $2,000. There were 3 electric wheelchairs, 2 wheelchair lifts, and a ramp, and a Singer sewing machine, an antique Singer sewing machine in the wood case. And I bought all of that for $2,000. And I sold each of those wheelchairs for around $3,000 a piece. I think one of them actually got like $4,000. So, you know, I've made back my money, and that's why it's saying health and beauty, medical and mobility, $525.09. That's why it's showing that, because I just sold the last wheelchair lift that I had yesterday. Collectibles, those village houses that I was showing on last week's live stream, sold another one of those today, but I sold $204.54 worth of those. Clothing, shoes, and accessories, that's men's shoes and athletic shoes and that sort of thing, $168. Home and garden, that would be measuring and layout tools and laser measuring tools. I showed that on last week's live stream. $157. Toys and hobbies, cars, trucks, vans, contemporary die-cast vehicles, $155.70. So let's go to show you some of my sales, some of the actual things, so you can actually see the items that I have sold. I have not listed anything for 2 days because yesterday, like I said, the whole day I was at the flea market, and today I was at the flea market as well, because I have to get this stuff that I put out. I have to get it priced, or else people will just pick it up and walk off with it, and then when they tell them that they can't sell it to them at the front, then they'll just put it down somewhere, and then I'll be out whatever it is that they had. So this is the village, that the Hawthorne, one of those village houses that I sold today. This one has a little guy with a horse and buggy, horse and carriage, and it lights up. I turned down the lights when I took these pictures because I wanted it to show how the lights look through the windows in these Hawthorne Village houses. But this is the third one of these that I have sold. I've already, I told you I bought 4 of them at one yard sale. They were all these Hawthorne Village Thomas Kincaid houses and Christmas Village collection houses. They're all numbered and signed. But I bought them for $10 a piece, and that one sold for $49.50. And I sold a Nintendo Wii Sports game for $32.40. Wii Sports is always a good seller. And whenever I could get one in my inventory, I love to do that. So this one I picked up at, I believe this one came from the thrift store where I shop, and it was $2. Looks like I sold a Futurama DVD lot, videos. And I honestly do not remember where I got these. I think I got, no, I do remember where I got them. I bought a box of games for PC games. There was a whole box of these boxed up PC games. And this lot of Futurama DVDs was in that box. I think I paid like maybe $30 or maybe $40 for the whole box. And there were probably 60 different boxed games for PC games in there. Sold this smoke alarm for $34.20. And I sold this original Xbox console. Let's see. This is a bundle that I had. I had actually taken this to my booth because I was going to put it out in my booth, and then it sold. Of course it sells when I put my hands on it. But anyway, this console sold for $139.50, and it has 3 games with it. I got to get busy listing consoles, but they said that they could not see the date on here, and sure enough, you can't really tell when it was manufactured, the date it was manufactured. I don't think it actually has a date on here. I don't, a lot of them have a date code. It does say MFG date on here, but I don't know. But anyway, I got it in my van, and I'll be okay. So let me. I got knocked off on there. Hold on. Let me get back. So I sold that. Looks like I took an offer, but I don't recall taking an offer on that, or even sending an offer. Best offer accepted. I didn't accept an offer. Wonder what the best offer was. This is a power wheelchair lift. This is the lift I was telling you about. It sold. I took an offer on this one for $485 because I've already made my money on with the other power wheelchairs and the other lift that I had. So this lift sold for $485, and they're supposed to come and pick it up on Tuesday. So I've had a lot of people express interest in this lift. Unfortunately, when they ask questions about it, about how much it'll hold and how it mounts and all this stuff, I can't answer their questions because I just don't know. Well, I bought it off of someone else, and so the only thing I know about it is that it lifts the chair. Invisible says, so costs are 30% and your time needed gives you a 50% margin or so. Sounds about right. It's worth my time, I think. I can say it. I can honestly say that it's worth the time that I spend in the activity of selling. So I sold this little plush. It's a 1990s Scrooge McDuck plush bean bag. It's only 9 inches long. It sold for $13.50. I have about $1 into that. This Microsoft console, Xbox 360 console sold. And I've got a little story about this console. So I went to look for this console in my inventory and I could not find it. And so I was looking and looking and looking for it. And I found another console in a box, but it wasn't the one I was looking for. So I kept looking and kept looking, could not find it. And then I got to looking in my sold listings, and I sold one that was similar to this, but it was in a different box. And it had already shipped out and sold. Well, when I went to look, I realized that I had sent this console instead of the one I was supposed to. Of course, they did not complain. So I sent them the wrong console. So I had to cancel this sale because I had already sent that console to somebody else. So I ended up losing that sale of $126.90, which that kind of stunk. I sold this South Carolina Gamecocks blanket for $23.40. I paid $2 for this blanket at a yard sale. I got 2 of these, so I have one more in my inventory, and that one sold for $23.40. Sold this Nintendo DS Lite. It's a pink DS. This has been in my inventory for a little while. This is one that I worked on. I bought it off of eBay for about $10, and I did some repair work on it. I never could get the volume to work on it, so I listed it saying, and told the potential buyers that it had no volume. But it sold for $57.60, and as you can see, it's not in the best condition. These normally sell for a little bit more, but that's a good price for that console to be in the condition it was in. On December 3rd, I sold this Panasonic DVD player. This is a DVD CD. It is a DVD and CD player. And it sold for $26.10, which was not much at all. I was kind of surprised I had it listed for such a low amount, but it sold, and so I had to ship it. Sold this little Happy Holidays Bing and Frank Christmas DVD for $7.20. And I sold this Onkyo 6-disc carousel CD player, compact CD changer. It sold for $103. I picked this up at a yard sale for $20. And it's been in my inventory for quite a little while now, probably about a little over a year. But it did sell, so there's a buyer for everything. And eventually, your buyer will come around if you are patient. And I also sold an Xbox. This is the Xbox One S 1 TB console. So I've been selling a few consoles here on eBay. This one sold for $166.50, and it did have the box with it. I sold one of these Hess. Now I'm trying to remember where I got that at a yard sale, and I found the box. The box was given to me, or I found it somewhere, so I didn't have to pay anything for the box for this Xbox One S. But the box did have some writing on it that I tried to get to take off, and I did pretty good getting it off. But this console I bought at a yard sale for $40. If you remember, when I did my haul video, this was about a month and a half ago, maybe a month and a week ago. This is one of the consoles that I bought at a yard sale for $40. There was a black one and this white one I bought at the same time. The black one had, it sold pretty quickly. This one took a little bit longer, but it did sell, and I made money on it. And I already had this controller in my stash, so I just paired the controller with the console and then put the box with it. And you can see here that somebody had marked on the box. It says free, Free. I wonder if they were giving away the console at one time that was in the box. But sometimes people will buy a console that has a box just because it has the box. And that may have been the case here. But if I can find a box and match it with the console, I'll do that. Because it does help. It helps to sell. It helps when I'm selling. And this Hess truck, I bought this when I was down in Florida last year when I was shopping with my aunt. My Aunt Rebecca, we went down to the flea markets there in Florida near Orlando where she lives. And this is one of the items I bought at a local, this one actually came from a local thrift store there in the Orlando area. I think I paid $5 for it. It sold for $24.29. And it's a Hess, one of those Hess fire trucks. It does light up, and this one did work. I tested all of them with the batteries, and this one did work. Now this was a very interesting find. I bought this at the thrift store that I normally go to, a Dullum House. This is you would think, if just looking at it, that this was a retro, like a from the 80s tape recorder. Because it looks like, one of the old cassette players that you would buy where you could record and you could play tapes and that sort of thing. But this is actually a newer version of the old school tape players. And this one, somebody had the forethought, which I thought was genius, to put a USB port in this tape player. Not only does it have a USB port, but it has Bluetooth. So it has USB capability and Bluetooth. Here's a video of me testing the player. So that's that player. I thought it was a pretty cool item to find. And when I first saw it, like I said, I thought it was a vintage player. But it was pretty cool anyway. And I sold a box set, Indiana Jones, The Adventures of Indiana Jones Trilogy, a box set of 3 VHS tapes for $17.55. I don't recall exactly where I got this or how much I paid for this, but I usually don't pay more than $1 or $2 for something like that. I sold a Wii Sports Resort video game for $31.50. I also got this at a thrift store for $2. I sold the pink refrigerator that I bought from my friend at the flea market. This is a antique. This is antique toy from back in the day. It's a little refrigerator. It's about 22 inches tall, so a little kid could pretend like it was a refrigerator. And it's got Frigidaire written on the side of it. You can see it's not in the best condition in the world, but I bought the refrigerator and a stove that matched the refrigerator, both of them for $40. So I've got my money back on this one, so when I sell the stove, it'll be just profit. And now we're at the laser range meter, which I showed you last week. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So it's been a pretty prosperous week or so on eBay selling. Now the flea market booth has not been quite as prosperous this week. And for some reason, it's not showing up my sales from yesterday, and it doesn't show that I had any sales today, which is concerning. But this is what I've got. This is what's showing up on my sales report on the legend. 3 Johnny Lightning cars, 1 for $15 and 2 for $9, and then a Mario plush for $10 for a total of $43. So hopefully in the next day or so, the sales from today will populate. I know, or yesterday, because yesterday I know some items sold. So, but they're just not showing up on here. So anyway, that's what I've been up to with everything that I've been doing recently. Has been keeping me really busy. I took a few pictures today of my booth since I got it finished. And I was going to share those with you if they have populated to my iCloud. But I've been having fun setting up my booth. It's been a lot of work. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been a lot of work. But it's been fun also. I've enjoyed getting my booth set up. Photos and videos are no longer syncing to iCloud. I guess I have filled up my iCloud storage. That stinks. Okay, I guess I'm not going to show you the pictures. And I can't show you on my phone because I'm using my phone to film. They were off on weekend. Maybe so. Maybe so. But anyway, looks like I have reached my hour. So I hope you guys are have a terrific week. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing a live stream next Sunday because I will be headed down to Florida to spend time with some of Carol's family. So I hope you guys have a terrific week and hope your next week is also terrific. and I hope you all stay safe. And if hopefully you don't get sick, but if you do, then I hope you get well quickly. I hope you don't get sick to begin with, but if you do, I hope you get well quickly. And Invisible says get some Florida finds. Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if I can find some. Actually, I don't usually go thrifting when I'm down there for this weekend. It's just a family thing, so we spend most of our time with them. So I really don't have time to go thrifting when we do this. We stay at a condo down there we share a condo with one of Carol's cousins, and so that's what we'll be doing again this time. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Hope you guys, like I said, have 2 terrific weeks, and I will catch you guys on the next one in 2 weekends from now, Sunday at 7:30. If you enjoyed tonight's live stream, be sure and give me a thumbs up and let me know it. And also, if you haven't hit that notification bell, turn on your notifications so you'll be notified whenever I go live or whenever I upload a video. So you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.